and gentlemen, welcome to our paper preview video for week 46, 2025. This beautiful Sunday afternoon, the 11th day of May 2025. It's a blue coupon week, and we are welcome into an exciting time where the fixtures are looking very bright for us to be able to make a good return on our investment. Before we go into the presenter of this particular week, we are still in week 45 kind of, so let me quickly chip in something that may be beneficial to us as at the time this video will air today. So looking at our late news for Post Telegraph, which is the cartoon section, pay close attention to the bottom games where we have number 42, 45, 47 and 48. Those four games now, we have 3 been played already, and there are 3 draws in themselves, with one just left, and that is number 47. So we're looking at a situation where that particular number 47 now may be a draw at the end of the day to make those games 4/4. This has happened before using this particular cartoon. It has delivered 4/4 before. It has also delivered 3/4. Sometimes it doesn't give it draw at all. Hence, it has played 3 already. You may as well try that number 47 out so that if it pulls through, you'll be able to benefit from it. And that match will be played later today, being Sunday. That being said now, excuse me. Now let's also look at some things which transpired during the course of week 45. The secret extra tip we gave. We have just, I think, 1 match or 2 matches left, and we have 2 draws amongst there were 6, 7, 8 games in total, and we have 2 draws left. And the pair which I gave in that first video now, we have one to be played, which is number 43, and that was pairing number 25, which I highlighted from the right on football fixture. So you may also want to try that number 43 out. The other pair was from our Post Telegraph, 14 pairing number 48, which number 48 pulled through as a draw. Then we also touched on, in our main video recording, 25 pairing 42, which 42 pulled through as a draw. So we are still in week 45 partially, but we are proceeding now to head straight to week 46 properly. So we'll be starting off now with the secret result tip, which will be seen from our Temple of Draw paper page 2. Week 46 now, these are some sets of matches that we should be careful about because they are not balanced based on team form. They are either super home or super away, and that's talking about the stickers bomb beware column, where we have numbers 8, 15, 28, 35, 45, 46, and as well number 49. And that's a total of 7 games in that slot. If your permutation is within this range, then you should be careful. If your number falls among these 7 games, then I think you should do a reforecast or stake less on those games. That's an advice from our end based on this particular stickers board beware column, which has been doing fairly well. And that brings us to now looking also the excellency paper, which the late news. Let's see what transpired for the week. The back page of our excellency paper, the late news column, the casket column. Now we have 6 games there, and only one has picked a draw, which was number 8, and we have few matches to be played there. I think what is left here now is 34 and 29, if I remember correctly. I think all others have been played. So like I did advise, that particular spot now does not give. The highest we've seen there is 2 draws from the lot. That tells you that you should be careful with the games you find in that spot. So come this particular week as well, when the late news comes out, we'll be bringing that particular segment for us to also dwell on. This particular week being an even week, and from our Post Telegraph front page, we have our even week pair, which we'll be seeing shortly, and that pair is looking likely to produce a draw for this week, and that's talking about numbers 43 and 36 from the yellow patch right there, which is beside the top tips column. And also we see some return which takes place in the top tips column, where we have number 12. This is our commentary game 1, and this particular game is not supposed to appear here. Hence, it's appearing at the first spot. This is the rightful position. But that same game is being transferred to this spot. That tells you something for this week. We're going to be investigating that particular repetition now and come up with something in our subsequent video to tell us about that particular game. On that particular match is Ross County Motherwell, which is from our Scottish Premier League division. And also we have the top tips column. Game 1 is number 12, while game 2 is number 7, and 12 is bigger than 7, so that's a big before small scenario, which we also will be looking into in a subsequent video. In case you are wondering how this video came about, today. I was not supposed to make this video today, but I'll be heading somewhere tomorrow and I'll be very busy. I may not be able to have the time to do the video. That's why I have to scribble times and put this together to do this particular one for today. So bear with me in case we are doing it in an haphazardly way. All we need is having good games that will help us win at the end of the day. And talking about good games now, what I want to present on this particular video is something you need to look into seriously, because I trust these games, and that's talking about the pair of 37 pairing 47 from our Niger Record, while 24 pairing 22 is from our Special Advance Fixture. These particular two pairs now, you can stick on it very early. I've talked on this particular platform before how you can use two pairs, stick, and at the end of the day, you stick 4 tickets, doing two bankers each. At the end of the day, if one pulls through, you'll be able to get something in return. So I strongly believe these games will pull through. The team on number 22 now, which is from our Spanish La Liga, and that's Valencia versus Athletic Bilbao, is on number 22. Valencia versus Athletic Bilbao. While that of 24 is from our Italian Serie A, and that's Cagliari versus Venezia. Cagliari versus Venezia is on game number 24. And 37 is from our German Bundesliga, and that's between FC Heidenheim versus Werder Bremen. FC Heidenheim versus Werder Bremen is on game number 37, while 47 is from our French Ligue 1, and that's Nantes versus Montpellier. Nantes versus Montpellier is on game number 47. So those are the teams attached to those matches that I have just mentioned. I think it's time for us to take our first sequence, because I don't want this video to be long. We've already seen so much now. We've seen something you can also stick on for this week, 45. We've seen the secret extra tip for our Temple of Draw paper. Now let's take our first sequence, which is the pair of 37 pairing 47 from our Niger Record. This particular sequence now is week 28, 2021, and this is to be the only reference week we're going to be using on this particular description. And what says this particular sequence from our Niger Record is, if you look at your game 38 now for this week, we have Nice versus Bordeaux. Nice versus Bordeaux. So whenever on coupon you have Nice versus letter B, that is the setting. Whenever Nice meets letter B on coupon, therefore you simply mark 37 pair 47, for which this week now we had 37 as a draw, and also 47 gave us a draw. They both give 1-1 score draw each. So that's how the sequence plays out. The next time this did occur now is for this current week, 46, 2025. This week now, we have Nice at number 48, meeting Brest. Brest is the first alphabet is B. So when Nice meet letter B like that, you simply go to number 37 by number, and as well number 47 by number, to give us at least a draw or two. So that is the sequence from our Niger Record. That brings us to now looking at our paper, the right on football fixture, where on the left hand side we have the 1 to 49 matches of the coupon fixture, and on game number 1 we have Crystal Palace versus Man City, which is I think is a cup final. Whether it's the FA Cup now, I don't really know, but it's a cup final between Crystal Palace and Man City, and that's on number 1. Then our Premiership begins from number 2 with Arsenal versus Newcastle through to number 7, where we have West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. Below that is the Scottish Premier League division from numbers 8 through to 13, while from numbers 14 through to 23 is our Spanish La Liga. We have from 24 to 33 as our Italian Serie A, and German Bundesliga begins from 34 through to 42, while French Ligue 1 begins from number 43 with Lens versus Monaco, and on number 49 we have PSG versus Auxerre. So those are the matches on the coupon fixture for the week with the various leagues from Europe. On the right hand side we have such columns. Looking at the paper now called the right of football fixture, the Compilation final 4 is at the bottom, where we have numbers 18, 42, 7 and number 34 right there. Above that is the Compilers S verdict column, while we have the super pair as number 20, 22 and 23 on top of the Compiler S verdict column. Above that is our fortune box with Mallorca versus Getafe, which is number 18. Above the fortune box is the 3 best draws, where we have number 25, 26 and as well 27. Above the 3 best draws, we have the yellow patches, where we have the first one as Group A, the middle one is Group B, and this is our Group C. and above that is the 5-14 games column with 5 games being forecasted there, while the first column on this paper on the front page is the compiler X verdict column, now from game 1 to game 21 being forecasted right there. So I think that's the much we can take from the front page of this paper. We see some repetition which takes place on the paper itself, but that will be dealt with in our subsequent video, where we'll maybe highlighting some very fine sequence for us to benefit from. For example, we have a family of 9 at the top of our group C. That in itself is another very viable forecast. So let's quickly see the back page of our right on football fixture, after which we'll be heading straight to see our special advance fixture for the week. Now, for those who care, let me just also chip this one in. You can also try Real Betis versus Osasuna from our Spanish La Liga for this week 45. That particular match is number 24, and we expected that match to pull through. That is what is left on the NAP we give to our channel members here on YouTube. The NAP was 48, 41, and 24. That 24 is the remaining number there, which we expect to pull through to complete that NAP. So you may also join in and just try it as a single bet for this particular week. So look at the back page of our right on football fixture. Now we have the expert final pair as 40 and 41. Now we have the key column as number 25. Above the key column, we have the compilers overseas pools compiler draw statistics column, where we have alphabet A to P, and below the alphabet we have trials embedded in that area. So that is what we have from the right on football fixture for the week. The other segment now houses the late news, so not much really happened there. On this part now we have 3, 14, and 24. It's only that 24 now that is left to be played in that particular slot, where we're expecting that game to pull through as a draw, so that our channel members can actually enjoy the dividends of their patronage, which is a juicy nap for this particular week. At our special advance fixture for the week, we have on the left hand side now the 1 to 49 matches of the coupon fixture. Like I did mention before, on game number 1 we have Crystal Palace versus Man City, which is a cup final right there. On the right hand side we have such columns as the treble James column, where we have game number 1 being repeated through to game number 11, and that's number 29, and that game seems not to go to be a draw, and after which we may mark the position, which is number 1 and 11, as a possible pair for week 47. Sometimes it works like that. So below the treble James column we have the Lotto sequence, where we have a letter I and J, and that is numbers 9 and 10. As things happen, the lighting in the studio just decided to be acting up. So below the Lotto sequence we have the shortlist column, where we have 8 games forecasted there, and below that is the expert trial. Below the expert trial is the high score quiz column, and the final column on this paper is the easy column. And those columns, you can see how they interrelate, and games are being transferred from one spot through to the other. Those repeated games are what we actually use to do our forecast. And the date of play for these matches for this week 46 now are the 17th and 18th of May 2025, which is a Saturday and Sunday. So we can see how the game in game 2, which is number 22 of our expert trial column, is being repeated to the game 5 of our high score quiz column, and it's also the game 3 of our AZ column. So that number 22 actually did travel a whole lot on this particular paper. So this is the much you can actually take from this paper. We'll be looking into some of these transfers subsequently and bring you games that will help you win your bet. I'm talking about games now. I think we really tried for this week. It's not been easy, I won't lie to you. On Facebook, I gave a very controversial banker draw, which was the banker draw of number 7, and that game has been played as at the time of recording this video. It delivered 2-2. It was really highly controversial because a lot of persons kicked against it. They are not used to that type of forecast when I brought it out, but I just made them know that, look, everybody cannot be doing the same thing and expect a different result. Some of us had to, do our forecast in that format, and it's been working out. So from my personal archive, I gave them that game, which delivered. So kudos to those who were able to utilize it. Like I did advise us on YouTube here to also visit us across board to get the games which we give out week in, week out. Regarding this particular sequence of number 24 pairing number 22 is coming from our special advance fixture, and this that we're looking right here in front of us is for week 42 2025, and that is about the only reference week I'm going to be using to show this particular sequence. But you can go look it up. Since the inception of this season, your every blue coupon week, your shortlist game 3 and 4, where for this week now we had number 47 and 34 has been gifting us a pair without fail. Started, I think, with 6 till date. So this that we're looking right here in front of us was for week 42, which the pair was 47 pairing number 34, and number 34 picked the draw. So after that week, the next time is a blue coupon week again. That brings us to this week 46 now, 2025. So for the week now, hence the blue coupon week, we have to visit our shortlist column, where we have on game number 3 now, number 24, and game number 4 is number 22. On number 24, we have Cagliari versus Venezia, and game number 4, which is number 22 now, is Valencia versus Athletic Bilbao. So that is how we come to the conclusion of these games now being our pair. We've seen that of 37 and 47 from our Niger Record, where we also saw the secret extra tip from our Table of Raw Paper page 2. It's not been easy, but we are doing our best to push things that will help us out week in, week out. So all you need to do now is to reciprocate that kind of gesture by clicking on the like button, and also help us out by sharing the video to other groups, to other platforms, to your friends and family members, so more places can get to see the things which you're doing here, which are basically free of charge. And you getting subscribed is free. So in case you're not subscribed yet or you've seen our video for the very first time, please click on that subscribe button now, which is below the video you're watching, so that you can see more of this type of video when we bring them aboard. And also leave us a comment in the comment section regarding how you feel about this particular video. And also we give out 5 options on this first video for you to choose some, so that we can collect your suggestions, make our extra corner video for the week. Option number 1 is the one banker draw video. Option number 2, the pair video. Option number 3 is the nap video. Option number 4 is the winning line video. The 5th option, which is the last but not the least, is if you want us to do the 5 dead games video. Choose one and put it in the comment section, read it up, collect your suggestions, and make our extra